Welcome back, everybody. I recently won the 5 lots you see in front of me from a local estate auction. There's a number of different brands like Craftsman, SK, Snap-on, and so on. So let's take a look. All right, the first lot up is 551. It's a box of sockets, quite a few 3/4 inch drive. I paid $17.50 plus fees. So if we start off with the right side corner here, most of these, I think all of these are 3/4 inch drive. I was not able to preview these in person, so I wasn't sure what brand they were, if any brand, and most of the ones I'm pulling out here are unbranded, but even unbranded 3/4 inch sockets are nice to have around. So everything on the right hand side of the box is unbranded, 3/4 inch drive. They go from 3/4 up to 2 inch, I believe. Yeah, up to 2 inch. So obviously it would be missing a couple of sizes to be a full set. This rail of slightly oxidized, I guess, looking sockets. Looks like something was almost spilled on them. Don't know if that'll come off. These are the Craftsman Flying V series, 1/2 inch drive, 12 point. And I do believe this is a full set from 1/2 inch to 1 1/16. There is a different brand socket here, but if we include the one that's not on the rail here, it comes out to 1/2 inch to 1 1/16. Next out of the box, we have a 1 inch drive down to 3/4 inch drive adapter made by Proto. There's also this 1 5/16 snap-on 3/4 drive, 6 point. So I mentioned I paid $17.50 for the box, so just having even just one socket like this in there makes it about worth it. Well, in my opinion. And then we have a 1 13/16 SK 3/4 drive, 12 point. Here's something I would say I'm not familiar with. A Co-op Deluxe. Never heard of that before. It's a 1/2 inch drive socket. And then we have another snap-on. This is a 1 1/8 3/4 drive. Also have this Blackhawk 1 1/16 3/4 drive. Have a Mac 1 1/4 1/2 inch drive deep impact socket. Not able to pick up this size even with my glasses on. I think it's 1 1/8. I'll have to double check. It's an SK. It's got the tapered top, 1/2 inch drive. I always like the knurled with the tapered sockets. I like that style socket. Next out of the box is an SK 7/8 3/4 drive, 12 point. We have a couple more of the 1/2 inch drive SK. We have an 11/16, as well as a 3/4. Have a couple of 1/2 inch drive no name Taiwan sockets. And the last two items in the box, first up is a 1/2 inch Armstrong extension, and then a 1/2 inch drive Armstrong 3/8 bit socket. The next lot up is 602. And in 602 is something I don't mess with too often, is buying power tools. But when they're really cheap, I'll buy them. This box cost me $6. And the first item out of this lot is a Black & Decker 7 1/4 inch skill saw, well, circular saw. Looks to be in pretty good shape. I mean, I think this alone is probably worth the $6. When I pick up a cheaper power tool like this, I'll probably put a dedicated blade in it for like concrete blade or something like that. And something I don't mind getting a bunch of concrete dust into the motor if it happens to, get in there. And so that's basically the reason why I pick up stuff like this when I do. The next item up there, this is something I'll probably, throw up for sale if I have a garage sale one day. It's just a Master Mechanic branded 3/8 drill, I imagine. It does have a keyless chuck, so, I mean, still worth having around if you need one, but I already have a few. So this is something I'll keep. Happy to pay $3-4 for it. It's a Milwaukee 1/2 inch hammer drill. And when I need one, it'll be nice to have. All right, next up is lot 604. For 604, I paid $7. And I think it has like 4 hammers in it. First hammer up is a Stanley 5950. Looks to be a non-marring hammer. Now these ends are a little beat up, but there's plenty of meat left on there where you could sand these down and smooth them out again and round off the edges and make it usable. Otherwise, you can pick up replacement ends for 10 to 15 bucks for the pair. The real reason I bought this box is for the next 3 hammers. I always like to pick up these older ball peen hammers. I mean, at the end of the day, I paid like $2 a piece. And you just can't go to the store and buy something like this nowadays for a couple bucks. So just by giving them a quick once over, yeah, I mean, this one's a little rusty, but that should clean right up. I didn't see any branding on them, but that's okay. And looks like those first two could kind of use a handle. This last one, the handle is decent. And again, I don't think I saw a name brand on any of these, but for a couple bucks a piece, still happy to have them. All right, moving on to lot 546. 546 was a box of sockets. I paid $15. And on the photos, you could at least tell, some of them were US made. So you're always taking a gamble, but as long as you can verify that some of them are worth having, it's sometimes worth the gamble. I want to do a quick organization of the box so we don't have to go through them one by one. I'll try to separate them at least by brand. All right, I have a basic sort here. Everything in the front is kind of no-name Taiwan. Along with the no-name, I put in like Powercraft and Thorson and whatever. Everything back here is Craftsman. It's all the Flying V style. I'm not quite sure what's up with the finish on these Craftsman. I don't know if they just need to be polished, but there's some sort of like film. So I don't know exactly what's going on with those. It is nice that there were like 5 of these 8-point sockets back there. Outside the box here, we have some Armstrong, Proto, I think Williams, a couple Williams in there. Just mostly 1/2-inch drive, a couple 3/8 drive, couple impacts. But here's one that kind of caught my eye. It's a 1/2-inch drive, 1/2-inch socket. I assume it's a shallow socket, but I'm not sure. If I didn't say so already, it's an Armstrong, but it's stepped down. And I don't know if somebody turned this. I think they did because the steps aren't that consistent. So I don't think it was made like this. If it was, I've never seen a socket like that before. We had a couple more sockets that were kind of random. A New Britain, and this one does not have a name on it, but I feel pretty strongly that this is a Industro or Durochrome. Also had a number of extensions. This is an SK, Armstrong, Craftsman, and an old Husky USA, as well as a handful of SK 1/2-inch drive sockets, all SAE. Most of them are the knurled with the tapered top, and then the final one is a 3/8 drive shallow. This sliding T-handle was also included. It's a Craftsman Flying V, 1/2-inch drive. And the final item in this box was this 1/2-inch drive Craftsman ratchet. This is a Flying V style. It has the oil port in the head. This one definitely looks pretty crusty. This one would probably be a good one to do a restore on. It seems to still work a little bit, at least. For as crusty as it looks, I'm surprised it does anything. When I grabbed it, I thought it was going to be locked up, but nope, it's still working, but it definitely needs a good cleaning inside and out. The last lot I bought was $5.39. For $5.39, I paid $7. 100% honesty, I didn't even realize these Mac ratcheting wrenches were in here. I bought it for the other wrenches, but it did have 4 Mac ratcheting wrenches in here. Of course, they're SAE. But yeah, I think that's probably worth $7. But here's the reason why I bought the box. I've had TrueCraft wrenches before. I think they've possibly been made in the USA. Other ones maybe Japan or Taiwan or China. I've also had, not sure if it's pronounced Palmera wrenches from Spain. But I've never seen TrueCraft made in Spain. So I thought these were kind of interesting. That's why I bid on this box. Now there's not a full set in here, and I'm sure it'll be a little hard to complete the set. There's a 1/2-inch 5/8 and 11/16. So that's the bad news. But the good news is there's a 15/16, 1 inch, 1 1/16, 1 1/8, and 1 1/4. So the most expensive wrenches are there if I did want to try to fill the rest in, or maybe I could find a smaller set online from like 3/8 to 7/8 or 3/8 to 3/4, and then fill in a couple gaps versus trying to buy every wrench that's missing. I'll have to look around and see what these are selling for to see if it's worthwhile. Like I said, I only have $7 in the box, so I don't want to get too crazy, but I just thought they were cool. I've never seen them before, and bonus having those Mac wrenches in there, I guess. So for everything I bought today with fees was about 60 bucks. But that's going to be all for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.